Hello, my name is Shibajee Gupta. I'm also known as Shiba, very commonly known in SAP with that name. And I work for the Data Integration Products Product Management, primarily SAP Data Services, Smart Data Integration, and Information Steward. I've been with SAP for 21 years and had a 15 years of consulting that I did at customer places, a lot of implementation work. Today, we will be discussing about SAP's EIM products, which are primarily on-premise solutions and their integration with cloud-based SAP Data Intelligence as a hybrid option. Our agenda today is to understand the hybrid option followed by the proposals related to SAP Data Services and Information Steward. There are two options in each category, which we will elaborate in the upcoming slides. In our context, the confluence of the on-premise technologies with the SAP cloud-based technologies in a seamless synchronization without interrupting the existing user implementations, and yet expose and leverage the contents to be utilized in the cloud-based system is the hybrid option. For this, we have analyzed that we need to have a pragmatic approach with the current solution as is and jumpstart the hybrid adoption. Here, let us understand the hybrid option specified to SAP Data Services and the SAP Data Intelligence. SAP Data Services has been around for more than 22 years and has conquered the ETL plus data quality platform with its state-of-the-art data integration capabilities. On the other hand, our upcoming cloud-based data integration technology with the pipeline approach, with the strength of implementing machine learning models and running on Kubernetes cluster can address more new age data systems like Kafka or data streaming. SAP Analytics Cloud, cloud-based data storages, and many more. Such option will help bridge the connectivity gaps between on-premise and cloud-based data systems and expose the EIM assets built over the years. This will also help enriching the EIM-based data systems with data from the new age systems and valuable results from the machine learning models. The idea as of today is to use the supported connection of the SAP Data Services to fetch enriched and quality data and extend the availability of such data to the connections supported uniquely by SAP Data Intelligence. In the course, the data services assets built over the years can be leveraged and orchestrated, and the data exchange can be done via common connections like HANA, AWS S3, Google Cloud Storage, and can be used as data exchange platform for interim data staging. The typical use case would be identifying the ETL flows and data sets from existing data warehouses populated by data services. Then extending the output of the DS flows or the data services flows to a data lake, and finally publish the ready to consume data to SAC, which is SAP Analytics Cloud, and Kafka and any other open connectors. All this can happen from a single data intelligence pipeline. This option benefits the EIM user base to reach the on-premise legacy and enterprise data to a wider spectrum, which enables to extend their data to be published to cloud-based data systems that can be subscribed by the users to the slice required by them. The paradigm shift is that instead of the user going to drill and grab the required information, the right slice of the data can reach the information gatherer or the subscriber who needs that information. At SAP, we are researching the possibility of an improved user experience where a DS user, or rather say data services user, can adopt the data intelligence user interface for designing, executing, and managing the hybrid options explained in the previous slide. The use case for that is to empower the user to point and click EIM-based data schema and move the data to the data intelligence cloud connections as a highly coupled method of integration. This will involve the introduction of an EIM workbench type of operator that will identify the data store in data services, select tables, select target, and execute with no data transformation. Build DI pipeline to orchestrate the data services data flows and integrate with the output with SAP Analytics Cloud, Kafka, and other DI connections. As a result, it will reduce the dependency on data services designer and empower the data intelligence business user to fetch their required data. This will not impact the current capability of data intelligence to orchestrate data services job that is currently supported. Here we will see that the valuable data produced or fetched in the data intelligence platform, like machine learning data or data available in data systems, like Kafka, has very limited ability to be synchronized into the enterprise and legacy systems. Our hybrid approach of reverse synchronization is totally achievable with this approach. As of today, user can identify high-value data from external systems integrated by data intelligence and backfeed to data lake for integrating with the enterprise data by data services. This will enable data format interchange with data services data flows for integrating with enterprise or legacy data. It can also be achieved by invoking predefined template data flows. This option will allow data synchronization, standardization, and harmonization between legacy and new age systems with a template-based data quality validation and corrections. In this use case, we are researching the possibility of an improved user experience where a DS user can adopt the data intelligence user interface for designing, executing, and managing the hybrid option. Explained in the previous slide, we are exploring the possibilities of leveraging data services transforms through an API call from data intelligence. The use case will involve invoking data services transformation via EIM operator from data intelligence, pass parameters from data intelligence to data services jobs and data flows, and allow the execution of the process in data services engine and fetch the output into data intelligence targets. With this option, data services transformations can be used seamlessly within data intelligence pipelines and reduce the dependencies on DS template maintenance and use. Let us see the Information Steward options. Information Steward on-premise has the capability to create umpteen number of data validation rules that is required for the data quality analysis and profiling. Currently, the use of such rules is restricted to the on-premise solutions only. With the shared rule proposal, as is state, will allow SAP Data Intelligence to reuse the existing Information Steward rules and extend that to be leveraged between various SAP cloud-based applications. Once the data quality rule is defined, approved, and validated in SAP Information Steward, it can be used against SAP Information Steward connected sources. As a next step, such rules can be exported from SAP Information Steward and imported into SAP Data Intelligence. Reuse SAP Information Steward rules within SAP Data Intelligence against additional sources such as cloud sources. This allows substantial reduction of time to redevelop rules while gaining faster insight into quality and trustworthiness of newly added sources and applications. It improves governance and quality control by sharing, maintaining, managing, and governing all the rules and increases collaboration between users as well as applications. We are exploring the future options within DI or data intelligence to run validation and quality rules against data sets. Seamlessly reuse approved SAP Information Steward rules within SAP Data Intelligence. Fix and enrich data that failed quality and validation rules. Like DI users can easily create validation and quality rules. The rules will go through a workflow approval process to confirm that the rule is accurate and is not a duplicate. DI users, or when I say DI, I mean data intelligence every time. So I would rather go with the data intelligence. Data intelligence users can manually create associations, relationships with other metadata not automatically detected. Capture association of information stewards rule to other rules, terms, and metadata that was manually created by information steward user and share with data intelligence when the same metadata exists in DI to improve insight and understanding. Here you'll find this is like the rule sharing option, but extends to the glossary terms and data catalog. Again, manual association of glossaries and terms to the attributes, or also binded with the rules, allows substantial reduction of time to redevelop terms while gaining faster insight into newly added sources and applications. This also improves governance and transparency with common understanding and agreement on business taxonomies across all sources and applications. Promotes proactive data governance with shared glossary terms to maintain, manage, and govern all terms. In my next slide, you'll find that we are adopting the similar approach of integrating with data intelligence. The advantages of tighter integration are that the data governance processes automatically learns and recommends future terms based on data to improve organizational transparency. It boosts efficiency by syncing terms shared between SAP applications. Application uses learning models to recommend and automatically associate terms to metadata objects, like example of data sets, columns, rules, categories, etc. And saving users from searching and loading metadata object. This also improves governance and transparency with common understanding and agreement on business taxonomies across all sources and applications. You have got other sessions that is related to the data intelligence, and those sessions are listed here. And some of them are like DAT 206 for integrating SAP HANA with SAP Data Intelligence, which could be pretty useful because, as we mentioned about the common data lake options, that's where the HANA integration plays a role. You can also get some benefit learning the SAP Data Intelligence and data integration with enterprise applications. That's where you will find that DAT 204 gives you an insight into how the SAP applications like S/4HANA integrates with data intelligence, wherein you'll find the option of integrating smart data or intelligent data or stream data along with the enterprise data at the data intelligence level. Also, in the data governance journey with SAP Data Intelligence, it's a pretty I would say, interesting topic, and I would say it's important if you're in the metadata world, if you're dealing with data governance. This is a new functionality that has been built into the data intelligence platform, and we already have that GA with our data intelligence platform to be used as of today. And also, uh, please, please look into the roadmap of the EIM tools from SAP. That's where you will learn where we are heading to. Like, for example, the data services users, you will find we talk about the 4.3 version coming out in our Q2 of 2021, and what's the next direction that we are taking besides the hybrid solutions that I talked about. Uh, Public SAP websites, one thing that I would very much encourage is look at the community website and also the jam links for the forums and all. That is a very helpful location. Besides that, the topics that I had to cover today, I've talked about it. If you have got any questions or answers, please go ahead and ask. But you should continue your learning experience from SAP TechEd in 2020. Glad you are here. And of course, deepen your knowledge and deepen and validate your SAP solutions. But if you have got any questions or concerns or anything as a follow-up from today's topic, you have my information here. There's my email ID. It's shibajee.dutta.gupta@sap.com. And with that, I'll end my session, and I thank you for attending this session DAT 205.